Alright, so for the fourth day, the elves decided to clean the camp up because they don't have enough space to unload the ships. To do this efficiently, they assigned to each place in the camp an ID number. So the boss gave each elf a range of sections that they have to clean and also paired them up to be able to help each other. Since the elves can be pretty lazy, they want to be more efficient and figure out if they have to clean a section more than once in a single pair. So in each pair of elves, they can actually receive a range that makes them clean the same place more than once. So what they first want to know is if there are any pairs where one elf has to clean up a section that was already cleaned by the other elf. So basically we'll have as input two intervals and we want to know if either one of them will fully include the other one, and we want to count how many times this can happen. And for the second question, we want to find the number of intervals that are intersecting with each other. So if they will clean a place that is common, but they also will clean unique sections in the camp. So I tried to solve it in a very enterprise way. I created this structure for the range that will have the low and high fields. Then I implemented the from stir for this structure, and the function receives the string slice and it will just parse that string. It will expect that the argument will be two numbers separated by a dash. Then I created a pair structure. At first I tried to do it with tuples, but I couldn't implement from stir for a tuple. I don't know, the Rust compiler was complaining about something and I decided to just use structures instead. And so for the pair structure, this function will expect to receive a line from the input and it will split it by a comma, and then it will apply parse on each range. So it will apply the function from above where the input is separated by dash, and then it will return the two ranges. To parse the entire input, we just have to apply this parse function on the input file. So the solution for the two questions is pretty similar. You can solve it by using a filter and then counting how many items are left. For the first part, you have to have the condition that for the two intervals, it's either that the R1 range includes the R2 range or the other way around. And for the second part, you have to have the two ranges intersect. So for the first part, you have defined the pairs that are included in each other. So this can happen only when the lower end of the second range is higher than the lower end of the first range, and the higher end of the second range is smaller than the higher end of the first range. So basically the second range is smaller and it's between the two ends of the first range, or if you reverse the roles and the second range is smaller and the first range is larger. And for the second part, the condition would be that the lower end of the first range should be lower than the higher end of the second range, and the lower end of the second range should be lower than the higher end of the first range. So yeah, basically this was the fourth day. The implementation of the solution wasn't that difficult, but I really liked the input parsing for this problem. I guess it's always nice when the input looks good. So yeah, thanks guys and see you next time.